I'm Master Mario 548. So, the 2 episodes that everyone's been waiting a whole year for finally aired. I am, of course, talking about the Simpsons episode Clown in the Dumps and the Family Guy Simpsons Crossover. So, I've been more interested in the Simpsons episode more than the Family Guy episode. I've just been wanting to know who is going to die and everything like that. So, because of that, I'm going to start with that one first. The episode starts with Krusty at some kind of place, and then, some kind of awards ceremony or something like that. I'm not really sure, but he was there, and then he decided just to go off because he thought he wasn't really respected anymore. After that, he decides to go and visit his father, and can try to give him advice. When he's talking, he's like, "You're more like a," and pretty much just dies right there. So that's the death we've been waiting for the whole year for. The guy who made an appearance in about 10 episodes or so is the one who dies. Now, for the past few months, it's been kind of obvious it's going to be him, with the episode of the name and then the hats they were wearing and things like that. We knew it was either going to be him or Krusty. Yeah, it had to be one of them two. And it ended up being him, and it was just kind of a letdown because he's been in about 10 episodes, so how are we supposed to feel sorry for him? I just kind of feel like they're kind of trying to be on the safe side, because if they ended up killing off Krusty, people would be like, "The show's ruined now! It's not going to be the same because that guy was on for 25 years!" I think it would have been good if they actually did it. I mean, it would have made the show go in a different direction. It would have been changed. Sometimes these things are for the best, but there probably wouldn't have been a fan uproar, so maybe that was for the best. But I really think Krusty should have just gone, but I'm not sure if he went back into being Krusty the Clown on the show, because he quit it, but I'm not sure if he went back at the end. He probably did, but I don't really see it. Then there's also this subplot about Lisa getting scared about her father's health, and then that she might lose him. So she tries to protect him the whole thing, and it's not really interesting. So just the Krusty part was a lot more interesting, but and he also goes into his heaven-like place and visits his father, and that stuff was alright too, I guess, but it wasn't really all that interesting. He went there 2 times where he met his father, and then he went sent back, and then around the end of the episode where they're kind of having like this little reunion or something, but overall the episode was just a disappointment. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. It was just Al Jean did say that the episode was way too hyped up, but he said this a few weeks ago. He should have said it months ago, but that would probably decline the ratings because not as much people see it, and we can't have that. It's just, he should have said that months ago, but it's pretty obvious he wasn't going to say it. So, but I think the couch gag was better than this. It involves Homer watching TV, then he clicks rewind, and then it brought him back to 1987 when the Simpsons shorts were made, and then he fast forward to some other year, and he and the family are these weird drawings. I'm not sure if it's a reference to a movie or anything, but it went on too long after that. I was just like, start the thing, we want to see it. But that was pretty much the best part of the episode, in my opinion. Like I said, it wasn't a bad episode. It was just like, oh god, I can't believe we had to wait a whole year for this. It's just, but it could have been a lot better. I think they could have at least killed off Sideshow Bob, because that would have been interesting. And not too many people probably would have been pissed off, because I think some people would like to see him get killed at one point, but just an episode. And now the Family Guy Simpsons Crossover. I thought I would never say this, but I liked it better. Was it perfect? No, far from that. It wasn't even close, but I think it was better. So the episode starts out with Homer making these cartoons, not cartoons, but comic strips, and at first a lot of people like them, but then people start to think they're offensive when he makes this one about that this guy takes his wife or something to a person to fix his dishwasher, and obviously the wife is a dishwasher, and a lot of people don't like it. Because of that, the Griffins have to go and exit town for a while. But their car gets stolen, so then they wind up in Springfield. After that, they decide to go into the Quickie Mart where they meet Apu, and they ask him for donuts, but he won't give it to him because they don't have any money. After that, Homer appears, and he decides to give him donuts, and blah blah blah. After that, he takes him to his family, and he introduces everybody, and that's pretty much where the episode begins. So everyone kind of gets their own little plot. The Homer and Peter plot was probably my least favorite because at first it started out pretty good. It just started out with them being friends and doing like that, like trying to get Peter's car. And some parts were stupid, like Homer drinking gas. I mean, Homer's not that dumb. That's a Family Guy joke. Just no, that doesn't work on Simpsons. And then there was also this one scene where they're washing cars and just another Family Guy joke. Just you can see it's Family Guy writing right there, but then there was also a subplot for what's it called? Meg and Lisa. It was alright. It was pretty much just about Lisa trying to find a talent for Meg, and then she finds out that she can play the saxophone, and then she gets all jealous because no one can be better than her. I really hate Lisa now. I mean, she used to be a great character, but now she's just annoying. There's a reason why she's probably the least favorite Simpson, but then Martin, what's her name? Lois didn't really have a part. Well, they didn't really have a part, but unless I missed it, but yeah, they were pretty much left out of the whole thing, but because I guess no one really cares about them. Then we have Bart and Stewie. In my opinion, they were probably the most interesting. It was just pretty much about Bart and Stewie just bonding, and Stewie just being fascinated by Bart and his mediocre hijinks compared to him, but he thinks they're amazing. Like his slingshot and things like that. He even goes as far as to kidnap Nelson and pretty much just torture him, and then much to the shock of Bart. And there was also this one joke I didn't really like when Stewie calls Moe's like, "Your mom is being raped," or no, it's your sister. "You're just being raped," and there aren't any rape jokes in Simpsons. Rape isn't funny, okay? It's never funny. I mean, I don't know why Seth thinks it is, or any of his writers, but rape is never funny. That's why they don't do it on Simpsons. Just, but it's a Family Guy thing, so. Then Brian was also in there. He was pretty much with Stewie and Bart the whole time. And he also had a little what's it called? But he was with Santa's Little Helper a little, but they didn't really connect a lot. And there were a lot of jokes that didn't work, like how he doesn't act like a dog, but he does act like a dog sometimes in the real episodes, like barking at cars and stuff like that. But in this, he didn't act like it at all, really, which is kind of out of character and doesn't really make sense, because he probably would fool around and do dog things with him at times, but they didn't. But then later in the episode, there was this whole thing about Peter and Homer not agreeing on the beer. Homer likes stuff and Peter likes whatever the other stuff is, and that pretty much leaves just this court thing, and then big fight that goes way too long, and just go on. It's obviously part of the chicken fight, and it wasn't really that interesting. But the part in the courtroom, they pretty much just had like all the similar characters standing right by each other, and that was kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of funny. And then yeah, and then Duck wins the thing, and then Peter loses his job, and that's pretty much what led to it. And the episode ends with just them making up and then saying they wish they can see each other again, even though they're probably not going to. And then when they get back, Stewie's all disappointed. Then he goes in his room and writes on chalk about how Bart doesn't hate him and things like that. And then also I forgot, Bob from Bob's Burgers appeared early in the thing when in the cutaway gag where they took down a plane, and then he's like, oh, I'm right here, and he's like, and then Peter's like, he can't fly on his own, and that was pretty funny. And then it shows Cleveland in a plane and he crashes. Okay, that was pretty funny too, I admit, because it was obviously a reference to the show just failing. I mean, why would anyone like it in the first place? But and then I was also kind of disappointed that Hank didn't appear in it. I was kind of really hoping he would appear in, like, at the end, and Homer and Peter would be at Moe's or something, and then they said like how they had a good adventure, and no one had an adventure like they did, and then it then goes and pans to Hank and Bob right by each other like, oh, really? And then drank their beer. I think that would have been pretty cool if they had a Hank cameo, but oh well. But I really wish they did, just to make it up for him for canceling his show a few years ago. So, but overall, it was alright. It was better than the Simpsons episode, but it wasn't really the best thing because it had a lot of Family Guy jokes in there that most Simpsons fans wouldn't like, and not really sure if Family Guy fans would really like it. But I think it was more of a ratings trap to me, but it was alright. I will probably watch it again in the future because I think it was definitely interesting enough to get a second chance. But and it's not something like I'll be like oh, it's on. Just try to watch it every day when it comes back on. But it was alright. It was better than I thought it was going to be. But good job, Seth. You actually impressed me. I'll give it to you. But I guess that's really all I have to say about that. Hopefully the Simpsons and Futurama thing will be better. I'm looking forward to that. I really hope they don't screw it up. I have a bad feeling though that they are. I know they are, but still gonna watch it. And I'm also looking forward to the Simpsons Halloween episode where they meet their Omen short versions. That should be interesting. I really hope. Family Guy, not really. I read there's supposed to be an episode where Stewie gets pregnant with Brian's baby. I don't know how that's possible. It sounds like one of the worst plots to me. I mean, how is it possible? But and then supposedly there could be a Simpsons season 27. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it's probably going to go 30 seasons. I mean, if they want to be, probably. But like I said, hopefully the Futurama thing will be better. But I had my doubts, but this kind of impressed me, so who knows. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully the future episodes will be a lot better.